Instantiation is when an object is created from a class. And recall that a class is a blueprint for an object. And this is done using constructors which have the same name as the class, and the constructor name and parameter list form what's called a signature. Now the parameter list in the header of the constructor, which is in the class, lists the type of values that are passed, such as double, and their variable names, being the base and height of the triangle in this case. So these parameters are referred to as formal parameters. And values that are passed into the constructor when instantiating a class are the actual parameters. And constructors are overloaded when there's multiple constructors with the same name but different signatures, where the signature is the name of the constructor and a parameter list. And the actual parameters that are passed to a constructor must be compatible with the types identified in the formal parameter list, being a double in this case. And here we pass parameters using call by value, and call by value initializes the formal parameters with copies of the actual parameters. So these get copied and used in the body of the constructor. Now an object is created using the new keyword followed by the constructor. So effectively, the class contains constructors that are invoked to create objects. So to create this object, the default constructor is invoked, and you may also use the this keyword to assign values to the attributes. So the default constructor sets them to 0 and outputs that the default constructor was invoked. Whereas for this second object, it's created using this parameterized constructor here. So this gets invoked and the base and height attributes of the tr2 object get set. And you get an output saying that the parameterized constructor was invoked. So effectively, existing classes and class libraries, such as string, which we'll look at later on, can be utilized to create objects. And parameters allow values to be passed to the constructor to establish the initial state of the object. So when tr1.calculateArea gets called, we have 0.5 by the base by the height, which gives an area of 0. So therefore area of triangle plus an area of 0.0 gets output to the screen. And for the second object, we pass in a base of 3.5 and height of 5.0 when creating the object. So area of triangle plus the area of 8.75 gets output to the screen when calc area is called for this second object. Now if we had triangle, tr3 is equal to null, this indicates that a reference is not associated with any object, and the memory associated with a variable of a reference type holds an object reference value. So for example, the value of tr2 is the memory address of this reference object, and if there's no reference object, then a null value is stored in memory. Please subscribe, like and comment to help me reach more students.